Hey, what's up, everybody? I don't know about any of you, but for me, 2018 wasn't so much better than 2017. And I mean, everybody's level of better is going to be different. So let me say, when I'm talking about better, I'm not even talking about money. I think for me, my money is really stabilized. And so while I did want to make more money, and I did make a little more money, I'm not referring to money. For me, I refer to like progression, productivity, actions, you know, just can I see where, let's say January 1st of this year I was to October 1st of this year, I don't know what is today, like the 19th or something, where everything is. And for me, I can say that I was progressive. I can see where I've grown, how relationships have changed, how my community has been built, how my connections are fucking amazing. Yo, y'all are amazing. It's crazy when you talk to people one-on-one and when people open up to you. I mean, even in shit like DMs, like people, we have the deepest, most amazing conversations, and I create really great connections. And so that for me, for this year, because I'm gonna say, I want to use afraid because I'm not really think I'm afraid of anything, but I was nervous about introducing myself to people. I'm a real interesting person to know. I feel like on a lot of levels, I'm a person that you either love or you don't like. Like there is not a really good in between for me. And that really happens because I have this uncanny, brutal honesty that exists inside of me. And I think that it is either loved and respected and all that good shit, or it's like, I can't stand her because, yo, she won't, you know, now, whatever. If you ask me something, I'm going to tell you the truth. So what happens is I found myself in a lot of situations or situationships where people can't handle that because they're used to somebody or everybody, you know, bigging them up and telling them what's great. Because then if they don't, if someone doesn't, then they are a hater or being negative. And no, I'm never going to be negative. I don't think that negativity helps anybody. I will be honest. So my connections that I've created, because they're built on honesty, because they're built on me being real with you, and thus opening up a gateway for you to be real with me. So when I connected with anybody that I've sent you a DM, or even if you sent me one and we get to talking, it winds up being like, you know, what is it that you do, or what is it that's going on, or people like to ask me, what are you selling? Let me make it clear. I'm not selling anything. I don't have anything to sell. If I'm offering something, it's really, I like to help people. All my life, that's it. That's always been my thing. How I help people has varied. Sometimes it's time, sometimes it's my money, sometimes it's my energy. Sometimes it's just words. Sometimes it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you don't have anybody else who's willing to listen with an objective voice, because I feel like I went through my life. I've had stages, and I believe everybody has their stages. I've did my, I think, I don't know. I don't want to name all the stages because they're a little interesting. But like the judgmental stage, to me, that is a stage. For some, I realize that it's not. Being judgmental is a choice. And I don't understand why people don't think that that's a choice. I cannot agree with something that you do or have done or will do or whatever and not judge you on it, because I feel like everybody's demons or trials or whatever are not the same. We all have our own things that we have to deal with. So even though mine and yours are not the same, that doesn't make mine better than yours. It doesn't make yours better than mine either. I feel like the uniqueness that makes you who you are is also going to be what makes your trials and tribulations and drama and otherwise different than mine. You know, there are certain things that I avoid at all costs. And then there are certain things that for some reason are just ridiculously attracted to me. And I don't like them. And I had to back off and look and see why I'm attracting these things and how I'm attracting these people and what the hell is going on for me. That doesn't mean that makes me better. That doesn't mean anything. It just means that, oh shit, I was realizing some stuff, because as I get older, I don't want those things in my life no more. And so if I'm still attracting them, that means it's something that I'm doing or someplace that I'm going or whatever it is, some energy that I'm sending out there that's bringing back these other energies. Okay, so that's me. I don't like to judge, but 2018 has been interesting for me. And I like to add October. October seems to be my threshold month. That's when I seem to like, everything seems to just pick up and do amazing. I don't know why, but I guess for me, it's the grind time. And it's been like that probably most of my adult life. I have created a pretty decent lifestyle for me and, you know, my family. And October, it started out because October was like right before Christmas. And I have 4 kids. So with October being right before Christmas, even though my money is still stable and steady, there's like this extra weight that is put upon you as a parent, as a whatever, that is like, oh shoot, you got to come up with 4 iPhones, 5 new pairs of this and this and this and this. And before I knew better, I would wait until this time of the year and like I would do everything. And I mean, I always made it out on top and everything was always good and blah, blah, blah. But for, you know, this year, I felt like I kind of lingered all year. You know, I reached out and I built the community because that's what I wanted. And I lamed out on a few things that I probably shouldn't have lamed out on. And I just wanted to let you know that it's still just October. You can take inventory of your life still. Like, stop waiting until the first of the year. So I'm going to mention results, not resolutions, only because it fits into what I'm talking about. But I'm going to do this. First is I have a webinar for it. I think I'm doing it tomorrow. I don't even want to say. It's going to be coming up soon. There's going to be a webinar from it. But on the site, there's a whole bunch of information and sign-ups and a whole bunch of stuff. If you have questions, I always welcome people to email me. Understand that I don't have no super big team. You know what I'm saying? I do have people that help me, that actually love me and ride for me. But this is me and a lot of automation and a lot of just like people who, you know, it's a small group of us. So results, not resolutions, is just something that I'm starting. It starts the beginning of January. It is for you, all of you entrepreneurs, professionals, business people, coaches. I'm taking out my hair. That's why it looks like that. I don't care. For y'all to just have a platform to see what's going on, you know, so you could get your 2019 started right. So I can get my 2019 started right. But for this year, I was progressive, but I wasn't productive. Like, I didn't produce as much as I normally would. I didn't do all of these great things that I thought I would throughout the year. It was like everything built up. It took me so long to do things. But what happened in between time was so much revealing. So much fuckery was like, and excuse my language, but so much, no, don't excuse, I curse. hold on. I curse. I'm a cursor. I try to be as whatever when I'm doing these, but you will hear a curse. And if you get me mad, you'll hear a lot. But, you know, there's so much fog that existed. Let me say it like this. You ever been driving, right? And you driving, and you know when it's in the middle of the night or whatever, and you drive through the mountains, maybe, or wherever it is, and there's a lot of cloud and fog, and you're driving through a cloud, or it's foggy, or you can't barely see. After a while, if you're driving through that, you get used to it. Your eyes get acclimated. You don't really see the fog or the clouds. You don't see them anymore. Even though it's still there and you're still driving through it, you don't necessarily see it. It's not necessarily seeming like it's distracting your view until you get out of it. So let's say you're riding through some fog for, I'm going to say, like, I've done it 10 minutes. 5 minutes in, your eyes have acclimated. You're used to driving through. You can see a little better, or you feel like you can. You can see the cars. You know, kind of like when you're driving through a really bad storm. If, you know, you can see. Now, I pull over, but, you know, you're driving through the storm. So, for me, there was so much fog that sat on my life. And I feel like, even though, like I said, I wasn't very productive this year, I was super, super progressive. I have been able to pull out and like extract so much negative energy and just see where people are. When you go from being the one who is always giving and then you back off and you're not that one anymore, and they have to find other ways to achieve goals that you would have normally achieved for them, or find other ways to find that money or to get that time or that whatever, you really see where people are. And that's what this year did for me. It allowed me to take inventory of my people, places, and possessions to see what mattered, who mattered, and who really didn't, and they don't matter, not because of their humanity or anything about them. They just don't matter because I don't matter. And I can no longer put people in positions of mattering if I don't matter to them. Like, it has to be an equal 100% thing, because I don't have part-time half-ass relationships. Now, I'm really bad with calling you back, if you know me. And I'm really bad with a lot of things. But I'm there when you need me, because if you call me and you matter to me, I'm picking up the phone, or I'm calling you right back, or there's something like that that's going to happen. So, go turn that light off back there. So, that's it. So, just 2018 was a productive, but not very, well, a progressive, but not very productive year. But it did open up a lot of, clear up a lot of fog. It cleared up a lot of effery and got rid of a lot of people who just seemed like they were just like energies that were just holding on to me in positions and places that I didn't even realize that they were, because you put them in that position such a long time ago, or you held them to a higher standard, or you're still holding them to a standard that you held them to 5 years ago or 10 years ago. They may not be that person. There is a thing that we talk about a lot, and it's potential. I talk to my clients, my kids, my family, because potential to me rings you in all the time. You can look at a person, you can look at a house. Let's just do that because it's easier when you don't use people. So you go to a house, let's say, I invest in real estate. So you go to a house and you see, well, there's a hole in the wall and the floor is messed up and all of these things, but you see the potential. You see what's possible in that house, to see what glory it can be brought to, until you actually start digging in. You start maybe knocking down the rest of the wall and you see that there's mold, or you start to lift up the tiles on the floor and you see that it doesn't have a subfloor. I'm just using things. I don't know if this will make sense to anybody else, but when you do those things and you start to reveal the core, the foundation of a property, of a person, of a being, that foundation, when you start to get to know it, some people don't want to move out of their rental or shit, out of their house, because they know it. They know exactly what's wrong with it. They know about that leak. They know about that floor. They know about, they know everything about that house. And we all get caught up with that same thing in our jobs and in our relationships and just in anything that we are clinging to. And like I said, this year helped me to not cling. I have learned that there are some things that are just not good for me. They are hurting me in a subconscious energy level way. So outwardly, we may not see it, but in a universal perspective, they are destroying you. When you walk into a room and there's maybe somebody who you love but don't like around, or you walk into your job and you can't stand those five, the other whole half of the people that you work with, you wake up and you dread going there. Like my kids like to utilize, oh, school, I feel like that about school. Right. Okay. No, school is equivalent to your work. So this is the thing. When you get to the place where you have control over school, work, home, energies that you condition yourself to dealing with, what do you do after that? School, they have to go to school, but what happens about work? Well, you do have to go to work, but can't you change your job? Can't you find something that better suits you and your personality type? And those are the things that I'm talking about. So I am super happy for this year. So much stuff fell together in this last week. I mean, it was just like, and you play dominoes. When you put all the dominoes up and you create this whole big domino. I don't do that. But they create this whole big beautiful domino system, and then it's finished. and whatever the special occasion is, they go and they hit that first domino. Like, that's what happened for me this week. And so I just wanted to say thank you for any and everyone that made that possible. That is a part of how I feel, because you're going to be seeing my face, so you could not want to see it, and that's fine. But I'm to a place to where I'm super comfortable with me now, and I'm okay with this. So anyway, all right, enough of this. All right, nice talking to everybody. I have a whole lot of topics that I'm going to have to hit, because like everybody's asking, and nobody wants to do it with me. So I'm trying to find days and times and things to make these videos and stuff. But that's going to be my main goal coming up. Probably I might do a bunch of them over this weekend. But just thank you. Stay Bossville always. You know, keep your head up. Don't let nobody, mama, daddy, brother, cousin, sister, nobody, spouse tell you, you know, your worth. Just keep taking inventory. Oh yeah, I got to do something on inventory and accountability. And just keep being you. I promise you, that's all that's needed. If anything else is stopping you, just figure out what it is and adjustments, actions. Anyway, all right, too much ranting. Bye, have a good day.